Hey, so I wasn't actually even paying attention the last episode. I said, oh, hey, we're going to grind Pidgey more. Pidgey's actually not only caught up, but is higher leveled than Cockbite. I didn't even realize. We've already more than caught Team 4-Star up. So my two toughest people are Team 4-Star and Little Karibo. We got Team Abridgment here, plus Rooster Teeth.
So wait, who does Attack on Titan Abridged?
I don't know.
Is it like a totally... I think it's a totally different group.
Yeah.
Because that's the one
I'm not
I
sure.
follow.
I think there's two groups that do an Attack on Titan Abridged.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not
I don't remember which one
sure.
I'm watching then.
Yeah, it's like, wait a minute.
Oh god, this is so confusing.
I'm just going to go ahead and catch up Cockbite a little bit.
I love Attack on Titan. Do you like Attack on Titan?
I do. Okay, Cockbite, it's another Mankey who's half your level.
Oh, honor battle.
Should be able to do this. Holy crap, Cockbite! That was a good kick. Okay, we're just gonna get Cockbite up to 7.
That made me think of like Cockbite as like a Batman like sidekick.
What?
Cause like, what does Batman say in the old comics when he's like holy blank, Robin?
I don't know. Holy whatever.
Does he say anything? I don't know. I've just seen jokes of it in parodies.
Golly
of
gee
that.
willikers, Batman? I don't know. Well, Cockbite suddenly got way more powerful with that low kick. Excuse me. Wish I actually knew the calculations on low kick, but oh well.
So was like the original Batman like super serious, or was it like kind of goofy like it's sometimes portrayed?
That I don't know, because like the original Batman was like back when DC was actually like Detective Comics.
So maybe it was serious?
Maybe.
Because I haven't read a lot of American comics. Like my repertoire of American comics that I have read are
Honestly, I haven't either.
Watchmen, V for Vendetta, and a few bizarrely obscure ones like Building Stories, which is like this box full of random comics that tell the same story, kinda, made by a comic artist who is incredibly pessimistic. Like, I've met one other person that's about this pessimistic, but this guy is incredibly pessimistic, but he's fantastic at what he does.
Alright, so we're going to catch a new Pokemon in this area. It'll most likely be a Caterpie, but it could be a Pikachu.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, if we got a Pikachu,
Do you know any tricks for that?
That would really help out against Misty. It's very rare. That's not really a trick. That's just the truth. Alright, what do we get? It's a Caterpie. Okay. That's fine. Ooh, it's a level 5 Caterpie. That's not bad at all. Alright, we need to catch this Cockbite, so don't kill it. And, I mean, hey, if we grind it up to 7 like the other guys, it'll be a Metapod.
So...
I mean, Caterpies and Weedles are not bad catches in the early game because they really help you in the early game with their incredibly high stats in early game. So, yeah, I'm down with getting a Caterpie. I mean, a Pikachu would have been better in the long run, but with Alvin gone, I kind of need something good in the short run.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, who are we even naming this after? Alright, this Caterpie is being... Oh, I forgot to read the Pokedex entry. This Caterpie is being named after Danebo.
Who's that?
Danebo is, I believe, nowadays most well known for being the creator of the Annoying Orange.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's been forever since I've seen anything annoying orange.
Yeah, I liked it, but like, it wasn't the reason I subscribed to Danebo, because I subscribed to him way before Annoying Orange. He just did kind of funny special effect movies. I found him through a funny video game related video he did called My Roommate Mario, where it was this series he did about having like Mario as his roommate, and he had this like Mario, like, it wasn't really CG, it was like made of like, it looked and acted like official art of Mario that was being animated into his apartment room. And it was these just wacky adventures with Mario as his roommate. He would like throw fireballs at the couch and stuff. And I just thought it was the coolest thing ever when I first saw it. I'm like, oh, that's so funny, and I love video game humor shit. So, yeah, Danebo wound up being, what is that now? The 5th person I subscribed to?
Wow.
Yeah. So, Yeah, I honestly haven't seen a lot from Danebo recently. I'm not really sure
He
what
probably
he's doing.
made a shit ton of money
but
off of Annoying Orange and was just like, I'm retiring!
I don't know.
Or, like, it all flopped and he's just like, I'm gonna get a job!
I have no clue. But, I mean, he's still semi-active. Like, I see him around on, like, Twitter and stuff.
Okay.
So, there we go. We got Danebo the Caterpie.
Remember when they tried to make Annoying Orange into a TV series?
Well, I mean, they didn't just try; they did.
did.
They made Annoying Orange into a TV series.
That's just
So,
weird.
just you know, we're not advancing Viridian Furious yet because we are totally training up Danebo to be a Metapod right now. So what? Annoying Orange?
What?
We were talking. I wanted to interrupt with that really quick, but we were talking about Annoying Orange being a TV show.
Yeah, it just was really surreal and kind of frustrating.
Well, frustrating.
Because it was a good internet concept because it was short and it was weird and obnoxious. But like as a TV series, something that's obnoxious does not bode well.
Really, I never saw the TV show, so I don't know how it turned out.
Oh, I just saw like commercials of it, but just the idea of like the Annoying Orange being a TV series, like a kids show, it's just.
Okay, Spiro might know Peck, so we're gonna switch.
I don't know, just when you take anything that's like internet humor and try to put it into television, it's weird for me.
Okay.
You know, because I grew up with internet and television being two separate, like, worlds with different standards and senses of humor, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And having them kind of clash together like they did really early on was not good.
Yeah, I think a lot of fellow YouTubers felt kind of mixed about the whole thing.
Yeah, well, it's... Once again, like, you know, at least during that time, the internet wasn't so ingrained into the culture where...
Because that really wasn't a
its own
thing, and
world.
honestly, it still really isn't a thing, as, like, YouTube shows becoming actual shows.
Yeah.
That really doesn't happen. I mean, that's the only example I can think of off the top of my head.
Well, just the overall different types of culture that TV and, like, internet create. You know, they don't mix well, except for some few examples.
You know what's going to be great in this LP?
What?
Is when I finally get running shoes.
Oh my god, yeah.
Then they can move twice as fast, because right now, I'm going to saunter over to the grass patch to train my Caterpie.
Running around in your running shoes.
Running around in your running shoes, going stomp, 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 stomp. You know, I really haven't heard any Game Grumps music remixes since Dan was first introduced. I'm sure they exist. I just haven't gone out and sought them out like I used to.
Oh, you should.
I should. I bet there's some
Fun.
great new ones. I remember the first one I heard with Danny was A Fine Day for Marrying, which was amazing. So if they have some other newer ones, I'm sure there are, I should go find them out.
I'm sure given as long as Dan's been around on, like, Game Grumps, they probably have had a lot of music things.
It's
going
so
on.
funny to
He's
think
such
about-
a musical guy.
Yeah, and it's so funny to think about now, like, how much people are like, where's John? Give us John back. Because, like, now, people don't care anymore. People are like, yay, we got Danny, who is amazing.
Because Dan's been around for so long. He basically, like, outlived John on Game Grumps.
Oh, not even basically, literally.
He has outlived him. Yeah, sorry. I used very non-committal terms in my
Yes, you do.
language.
Like, just in general.
Just in general, I'm
everything you say is always, like, with the possibility that this isn't the case.
Well, that's just, like... I was raised with the idea that you don't make plans or promises unless you actually plan on doing it and committing to it.
Like, I get that,
So-
Rosie, but this doesn't have to do with you. This is just factual information.
But even with factual information, I don't want to sound like a dumbass that doesn't know what they're talking about, so I'm not going to be, like, committed on information if there's a likelihood that I could be wrong.
Like, it'd be like if I said something like, oh, gosh, I have to think of an example now. If I said, like, this door next to me is very likely to be made out of some kind of wood. It's obviously made of wood.
No, it might not be though. It could be like, synthetic wood.
Oh, okay.
We don't know that until we like actually like ask our landlord. See, this is our difference in thought. This is why our use of language is so different. No, I don't know. Would I be like a good politician or a bad politician because of this?
You'd be a politician that gets ignored because you're not fighting and lying for yourself.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not really all that. I'm not even competitive.
No.
So
honestly,
that line
I
of
wouldn't
work
make a good politician either from that regard. I wouldn't get enough attention just because I'm like, yeah, my competitors, they're not bad people. I mean, I know they throw insults at me sometimes, but they're just trying to do their best.
So and so can make a really great pie. Have you tried their pie? We would be the worst politicians ever. We would just compliment the other politicians the entire time.
I think, in a perfect world, those are the type of politicians I'd like to see.
Oh yeah, I would love to have that kind of president.
But we live in a world that's competitive, so
Yeah.
I mean, it's just not likely. So know.
I wish winning wasn't
so
perceived,
valued.
So valued.
Yeah, it really is, isn't it?
Winning's great and all, but sometimes if you win too much, you don't get any friends. So you gotta play well with others.
And there's a good balance between, what is it that that they always? I think it's one of Steve Harvey's quotes. You have a choice. You can be right or you can be happy.
Exactly.
And I would much rather be happy. I'll go through my life people calling me an idiot if I'm a happy idiot.
And the American culture does not have that sense of value at all. And it's frustrating when you're that kind of person and you live in a culture that has a completely different set of values like that.
That is true, but also, what is also true is that if you have that kind of mindset, you just don't care.
Yeah, you don't give enough fucks.
Like I know I live in a country, in a world that doesn't value as much as it should the way that I act, especially with how we're raised that this is the right way to act and this is what's morally correct. Mm-hmm. And apparently, the systems we have in place don't reflect that.
No.
But I just don't care.
Yeah,
so,
there's
whatever. Oh, geez, do I want to risk it?
But I mean, if you actually
care... Okay, we're fine.
Any amount of care when you have that sense of ideal like we have, it really brings you down and makes you a very... upset person.
Oh, it's depressing.
Any time where I start to actually care about other people's values not being like mine or anything, then I just get really depressed, and I'm like, okay, I need to stop caring about what other people's values are like as long as they're not hurting other people because of them.
Yeah.
Because I'm just gonna feel physically and emotionally ill all the time, and this is not fun. It's not worth having a set of ideals if it's going to make you sick if you're worried about other people following them.
Yeah, if you're letting it bring you down, then the model isn't working because you're not happy.
Exactly. So it's okay, you have to find that balance with all of that. And I guess that's just sort of the key there is trying to have a good set of values, but also trying to be functional with them is a really huge struggle. But I think that's the same thing with everything. Loving food, but not so much that you get sick and unhealthy from it, you know? But also having a passion for health, but not having developing an eating disorder because of it.
These Pokemon are starting to not give me much XP, but I just need to level Danebo up one more time. Oh, it's another level 2 Rattata. It's gonna give me 16 XP when I beat it.
You know what really bugs me about this game?
The Caterpie, because it's a bug?
Oh my god, that is one of your worst puns. Oh my gosh, that reminds me of a pun you did yesterday.
Okay, before you do that, why don't you explain what it actually bugs you in this?
Okay, so what actually does bug me in this is the fact that the main character's hair color is the same as his hat.
Well, it isn't.
It looks
really.
Like one weirdly shaped head.
Okay, the only reason you think that is because the coloration on the TV is weird from going through the capture card.
Okay, so...
But here's the actual, Okay, that didn't really help.
I can't see shit.
Look on the computer screen.
I can't even see... It's worse, it's a smaller screen.
Well,
also, his hair's not even showing.
It's much darker than it looks.
Are you sure it's much darker?
Yes.
I can't...
Oh, that's a
No,
level
it
4
looks
Rattata.
exactly the same. I wish you could have moved that screen so I could see it on the computer.
I'm sorry.
It could be like my weird, like, orange-yellow, like,
That's
color
true.
thing,
You do have a
too.
weird thing with red and orange.
Yeah, like, if things are too close with my reds and my oranges and my yellows, like, I cannot see any, like, I can't tell the difference at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's all the same to me. Like, I've had this argument with my dad for so long when we were watching Death Note. Because for some reason it's one of the few anime I can get my dad to watch. But when we were watching Death Note, every time Mello, he's the one that eats chocolate, right?
I
Mellow.
think that's right. I mean,
Yeah.
I know the name is similar-ish, but yeah.
Yeah, every time he came on screen, I'm like, he's totally a blonde. And my dad's like, no, he's a strawberry blonde. He's totally a redhead. And I'm like, he's blonde.
Okay, on that specific note, I would say Mello was blonde.
Okay, so I'm right. Okay, I'm not going crazy here.
Now, what was the pun I made yesterday that you were talking about?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so the fan pun.
Oh,
That was so
okay.
weird.
So let me tell you what that was. Rosie was like reserved yesterday to work on her artwork, and then she lost her motivation to do so. So she's like, Isaac, help me find my motivation. So honestly,
You don't say anything in this too. It's really funny. Anyway,
honestly, I just, as a joke, grabbed the first thing I could find and handed it to Rosie. And then I was like, okay, if she asks me to elaborate, I'll make some shit up on the fly. So she asked me to elaborate.
no, I didn't ask you. I asked you if this is some kind of word joke because you handed me.
Yeah, well, okay, that's to me is close enough to like
Yeah,
ask you to
okay.
elaborate. So I made up this whole shit that like the fan was a metaphorical representation of her fans, people who are reading her webcomic, and that that is her motivation to work on it.
And then I said my one fan because it was only one fan that you handed me. But no, like you handed me this like one of those Japanese fans that we have laying around our house, and I just like stared at it. I'm like, this
Danebo's
is
evolving.
some kind of pun, isn't it?
Look, Danebo's evolving.
Oh, Danebo, he evolves into an orange.
An annoying orange. Oh! Oh!
Oh, he looks so pathetic.
We'll see,
It's the most
we'll see you guys next
I've
time.
ever seen.
He learned hard.
He looks nothing like a regular Metapod.
Bye.